We've got a surprise clear night on our hands tonight, and as you can see, I'm back at home. I wasn't expecting to get a clear night while I was here over break, but the forecast fortunately cleared up, and we've got an entire night of new moon clear skies on our hands now. It's been almost 4 months since the last time I took a picture back here in August. The leaves are gone, the temperature is a lot cooler, and the nights are a lot longer, and I am really excited about the possibilities that tonight has in store. Honestly, I was expecting to film more over the course of my first couple months at Butler. I wasn't anticipating how much more difficult it would be to get going for a night of imaging. There's a lot more that has to line up to be in place to get a full image out. I can't leave the setup out on campus overnight and have it automate and get 8 hours of imaging in a night like I can here, especially not on weeknights. And it takes a lot more to get set up and bring everything over there. I can't just walk out into the backyard and leave the stuff here, and combine that with making videos, it's a lot of gear. So the increased difficulty of actually taking pictures and making videos, I just didn't get as many videos out as I wanted to. And I've been eyeing up the forecast for this whole week while I've been home for a while, and it was looking kind of hit or miss. Lucky for us, there has not been a single cloud in sight the entire day. This night actually snuck up on me so much that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even have a target planned for what I'm gonna image tonight. I just know I wanna take a picture of something. I'm really thinking about doing a big one like the Orion Nebula or the Horsehead Nebula, because if you guys remember, in 2024, we lost this huge tree that used to be here. So I used to just have, from this section over, just this area right here, to image things in the Orion constellation, which would amount to an hour, maybe an hour and a half of exposure time every night. But now that we have that whole extra section, we could possibly get a good image going of something in that constellation. So as we get set up and as we get closer to sundown, I'll be thinking about what I'm gonna image. Obviously getting an image out of tonight is the main goal, but something I'm really prioritizing is just being back here and just taking it all in and enjoying the actual process of taking this picture, because to me, that's what it's all about. The very first step in the process of getting an image out of tonight, though, would be to get set up. And one of the many huge perks of being back here imaging is that I get to use my Skywatcher EQ6R Pro mount again. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, the mount in an astrophotography setup is the actual piece of equipment that goes on the tripod that holds the telescope and moves it to track the night sky. Since the Earth rotates over a long period of time, eventually whatever you're pointed at will start to drift out of view, and this mount will help the telescope track that object to make sure that doesn't happen. As you can imagine, the mount needs to be pretty sturdy to hold all that gear, so they need to be pretty heavy. And the mount that I use in college is meant to be portable. It's basically as light as it can be, while also being sturdy enough to hold my telescope. But now that I'm home, I can use my full equatorial mount that I couldn't bring to college with me. It's literally 6 times as heavy. It's much more accurate, and it's a whole lot sturdier. So everything is going to be lined up to get a great image tonight. So without further ado, let's get set up. Well, wait a second. I realized that since this thing is so heavy, I need to actually pick a target to image so I'll know where to put it down. Since there's so many trees in my backyard, I need to be very strategic about where I actually put my setup, because some spots in the yard are better for imaging certain patches of sky than others. I'm gonna do some quick thinking, check out Sky Guide, see what we're working with tonight, and I'll make a decision and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I sort of scoped out the skies a little bit in the yard tonight, seeing what would rise when, and after looking at everything, it's definitely clear to me that the target to go after tonight is the Horsehead and Flame Nebula. Despite this target being so popular for astronomers and astrophotographers of all skill levels, I barely ever go after this target. I think I went after it and posted a picture once, maybe twice, back when I was using a stock DSLR camera. But I looked at Sky Guide. Using the camera feature, I could see that tonight it'll be available to image around 10 p.m. That gives me plenty of time between sunset and when it rises to just sort of get everything recalibrated, because it's been so long. And then once it rises, it'll be available to image until 3 a.m. when it sets behind my neighbor's tree there. It is currently 3:15 p.m. It looks like it's way later thanks to daylight savings time, but it's mid-afternoon, I guess, technically. Yeah, sunset is at 4:26 p.m. Jeez, so I need to get going, is pretty much what I'm trying to say here. We've got the plan, we've got the setup, we've got the gear, everything's falling into place. Let's go. We are going way back in the yard tonight. This is going to be the spot where we start imaging. The setup process for today isn't going to be very glamorous. There's not much to do. I just got to pretty much bring my whole GTI setup, which is fully ready to go, plop it here, bring the new mount, and just transfer everything from the old mount to the new one, and then we'll be good. All right. Tripod. Boom. All right. Don't drop it. I can't really put into words how much I've missed this, but believe me when I tell you guys that I can't even express how happy I am to see this scene again. Obviously, I feel this way before any clear night. I always get super excited and, you know, I love what I'm doing out here, but there's some select few nights every once in a while where you just get a really, really good feeling about how the night's gonna go. And tonight's one of those nights. All right, it is now, what time is it? 4:51 p.m. Sunset was about a half an hour ago, and it is getting dark fast. We've been fully set up for a while now. We're just waiting for the stars to start showing up so I can polar line and focus everything just like we talked about, and it is going to be a great night tonight. Still crystal clear, just like we were talking about. The earliest time that I could start imaging anything, astronomical darkness tonight, is around 5:30, a little later than 5:30. So that gives me about 5 hours of full darkness to experiment and maybe go after another target before the Horsehead Nebula is visible. And then the final thing tonight, Jupiter is going to be pretty high tonight, and I want to be taking a look at that. So I'm going to leave my star adventure up, and maybe we'll put the planetary telescope on it and take a look at Jupiter a little later tonight. We're ready for action, and all we need to do is wait till it gets dark. All right, it is officially that time that we've been waiting for. It's 10:04 p.m. right now, and look at who is showing up right on time. Orion in all its glory. Right there. I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, you can. The Horsehead is clearing that power line now. It's right on that third star in the belt there. So we're just getting above it. You can literally see the Orion Nebula. That right there, that middle dot in there is the Orion Nebula. No telescope necessary. And look at how clear it is out right now. Check that out, huh? Look at that, Pleiades. Got the fall constellations, Andromeda straight up there. All right, so I need to go to bed. I am exhausted. It is 4:30 a.m., but I don't regret staying out this late. Not even a little bit. I think we got about 4 full hours on the Horsehead. We had some clouds start coming in about 2 hours into imaging the Horsehead. I actually pivoted, and I had this rig going just while I was imaging the Horsehead with an eyepiece looking at Jupiter, since it was getting partly cloudy and I couldn't really image Orion because it was all hazy over there. I actually took off my guide scope. I stopped the sequence and put my 120mm mini on my Maksutov Cassegrain telescope pointed at Jupiter, and I used my filters and took a full color photo of Jupiter for the first time in years. I mean, it's been forever since I've photographed Jupiter. Over the past few months, I've been really busy with outside things like school and graduating, and just so much stuff was going on in my life, and I really got caught up in that, and it sort of pulled me away from astrophotography for a little bit. Every once in a while I would come back, but it lost that sort of magic. And tonight showed me how to keep that magic. Is you got to keep it fresh. My problem was I was doing the same thing over and over again every night. I was picking a nebula that I already imaged, going after it with a setup that I've been using for forever, so I knew what was going to happen, and I think that was the issue. So if any of you guys are out there experiencing this sort of astral burnout, try and think of ways where you can keep things fresh for yourself, where even if you have that super expensive setup on you, sometimes all it takes to really rekindle your love for astrophotography is a pair of binoculars. So keep that in mind as you go throughout this hobby. It just felt so good to be back here. I missed doing this so much, and I missed you guys a ton. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I loved making it. So with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the images at the end of this video, and I will see you on the next clear night. Clear skies.
You